I'm Jess, and today I'm going to work through a little Vinyasa flow style class with you. And we're going to work towards our Kapotasana, our pigeon pose, so working deep into the hips today. So first of all, finding a nice comfortable seated position. Ideally a Sukhasana, heels in line with the centre body, but if you're comfortable cross-legged, then cross-legged is absolutely fine. So just finding a comfortable position here, lifting through the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. Feel the shoulders roll down the back slightly. Just noticing if you're holding any tension through the shoulders. Just try and release them, relax through them. Just going to take a second here just to find that breath. So focus in on your own breath, just the natural rhythm. You might start to slow down that breath. On your next inhale, see if you can count to 4. Hold it for a second, and then as you exhale, that same count to 4. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. So on the next inhale, we're going to take the hands to the ceiling, joining the palms together, and exhale for 4 seconds as you come through the centre body. And again, inhale for 4, hands to the ceiling, exhale down for 4. One last time, inhale, and exhale. Placing the hands on the knees, on the thighs, wherever they're comfortable. On your next inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up to the ears, and then as you exhale, roll them down the back. Making these big exaggerated circles. Inhale to come high, exhale to come down. One more this way, and then when the neck's down the back, we're going to take it the opposite way. So really peel the shoulder blades from the body and then round the shoulders forward. 3 rolls that way, still working with the breath. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to come down. And then relax the shoulders there. Take the chin to the chest. We're going to roll the head to the right hand side. Take the gaze to the ceiling. And then exhale down the left hand side. So really make it as big and exaggerated as you can. Think about the ears coming to the shoulders, looking up as high as you can, and then chin all the way to the chest. Still working with that breath. Vinyasa flow is all about the breath, movement with breath. When the chin is next to the chest, take it the opposite way. Up the right hand side. The left hand side, down the right. 3 circles that way. Still lifting through the spine, trying not to sink into the back. And then when the chin is next at the chest, bringing the head up to its natural position. We're going to take the hands up to the ceiling, and we're going to place the right hand on the floor. Keeping the left hand where it is, with a bend at the elbow, drop it down the back. And then with that right hand, bringing it underneath, maybe taking a bind with the left. So you might not find the bind the first time, so use your jumper, use wherever you can to walk the hands together. Keep lifting through the chest, keep that spine nice and straight. On an inhale, we're going to windmill the arms. Taking it the other way, so really lift and lengthen through that right hand before you drop it down the back. And the left arm comes under to meet it. Lift through the chest, draw that shoulder back. So working into this tricep, just in case anyone wants to try a king pigeon. On the next inhale, we're going to release the arms, take them all the way up to the ceiling, lift and lengthen. Exhale down. Whichever way your legs are crossed, switch them over onto the other side. So whichever one was in front before is now in front. Finding a comfortable position, hands on the knees. And we're going to take our seated cat-cows. So as you inhale, peel the chest to the ceiling, draw the shoulders down the back, take the gaze to the ceiling. And as you exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, round the shoulders forward. Inhale to lift, shoulders down, head high. Exhale, round through the back. Think about the stomach drawing in. One more time, inhale. And Inhale back to centre. And we're going to take the soles of the feet together now, letting the knees just fall out to the side. So we're in a Baddha Konasana. So you can take a hold of the feet, lift and lengthen through the spine. So if you feel like this is challenging and you're still slouching, take the hands behind you, push through the hands a little bit just to give you that extra little bit of a boost. If you have a hold of the feet, shoulders relax down the back, lift through the crown, and then everyone lift and lengthen through the chest. And we're just going to fold forward, continuing with that straight spine. So we're just folding into the hips. If the hands are behind you, keeping them there, you're just folding there. So only as far as you can go without the spine rounding. Hold it for one breath there. And then as you inhale, coming back up to centre. Use the hands to draw the knees closed, taking the feet to hip distance with a bend through the knees. And then we're going to take the right ankle and place it over onto the left knee. Keep the foot flexed. And we're just going to take a little wiggle from side to side there. Keep lifting through the chest so we're strong through the core here. So using the hand to release that foot down, take the left ankle onto the knee. A little rock from side to side. So the further away the foot is from the body, the easier it will feel. Closer in, keep the chest lifted, and rock from side to side, really working into that hip, into the glute. And then releasing that foot down. I'm going to swing the legs around to the side and come up onto the knees. So we want to make sure the knees are stacked under the hips, and we're going to keep the toes tucked under. So we're going to place the hands on the lower back, fingers facing down towards the bum. And then lift and lengthen through the chest. Draw the elbows in as close as you can. Shoulder blades squeezing together. And we're going to start to look up to the ceiling, pushing the hips forward. So we're coming into this back bend. Keep lifting through the chest. And then inhale back up to centre. Draw the head to the chin to the chest. Coming up to centre. So if that felt challenging for you, stick to that one. If you want to come a little deeper, same motion to start. Lift the chest to the ceiling, elbows draw back. Keep that core engaged as you push the hips forward. And then nice and gently, release the hands and maybe you can take a hold of the heels. So we're in the camel. So you can keep your head looking forward. If it feels okay in the neck, you can drop it behind. But we really want to be working on the hips drawing forward, chest still pulling up to the ceiling. So we're really stretching into our hip flexors. And we're going to come out exactly the same way we came in. Hands onto the lower back, using that core to draw you up to centre. Untucking the toes, bring the bum back on the heels. Walk the hands out into your child's pose, just releasing off that lower back. So you can just rest the head on the floor. Feeling the stretch down the sides of the body. And then on your next inhale, you're going to push through the hands, tuck the toes under, send the hips high into your down dog. Take a little pedal through the legs there. So in down dog, take a little scan of the body. So you want the hands at shoulder distance, really spread out through the fingers, grind down through the whole hand. And then we're sending the hips up as high as we can. Bend into the knees to start with. Send the hips up high, really push through the hands, extend through the whole sides of the body. And then when you're happy that the spine is straight, nice extension through the upper body, start looking into the legs. So just a pedal, straighten out one at a time. And then really sinking the chest towards the thighs. Bend into the knees, look forwards. We're going to walk or step the feet to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, half lift. Straight legs, straight back. Exhale to fold forwards. And then inhale, round through the feet. Send the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale through the heart centre. Finding your Vinyasa, your mountain pose. Big toes together, engage through the thighs, tailbones under, core is strong. Shoulders roll down the back, palms forward. Inhale, take the hands to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge from the hips as you fall forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down. Step back into plank. Strong through the plank. Tailbones under, core is strong. We're going to drop the knees. Bend the elbows back in the ribs, drop the chin in the chest. Inhale through to your cobra. Exhale over the knees, tuck the toes under, hips high to down dog. So every down dog, you've always got the option of coming into your child's pose instead. Whichever you feel more comfortable with. And then we're going to inhale, take the right leg to the ceiling. Exhale, step it in between the hands. So you really want to wiggle it all the way up there until the knee is directly over the ankle. Then ground down through that left heel, so it might mean a shorter stance. And as you inhale, we're going to take the hands to the ceiling into your Vinyasa 1. So here, we want to be working into the left hip pulling forwards. So the hips are squared with the front of the mat. The right knee is stacked over the ankle, the left leg's nice and straight, toes turned out 45 degrees. Shoulders relaxed, the arms strong. And we're going to open out through the left toes, so they're 90 degrees. Drop the hands front and back, warrior 2. So the knee hasn't moved. If you find that the knee has fallen in, then you really want to peel it back. It just means the hip's a little bit tight, so it's going to want to pull forward a little bit more. Ideally, we want to see the big toe along the inside of the knee, and that's the important part. The hip opening will come. So warrior 2, send the gaze down that right hand. On an inhale, we're going to windmill the arms, frame the right foot, step back into plank. You can lower the knees, chest, chin, or come through a full chaturanga, keeping the body straight, pushing through into your cobra or up dog. Exhale back into down dog. Come back to that breath. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. And then taking it onto the other side. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step in between the hands. Ground down through that right heel. So make sure you're happy with the feet first. And then inhale as you extend forwards and up to the ceiling. Warrior 1. So we're still working on that tailbone tucking under. That core is drawing inwards. Relax through the shoulders. And then we're going to open out through the right toes, hands front and back, warrior 2. So check in on that knee. That's the important thing. Stacked over the ankle and pull into the little toe side of the foot. Inhale, windmill the arms. Step back into plank. Lower through your Vinyasa of choice. Inhale through. Exhale back into downward dog. I'm going to take 2 breaths here. Then on your next inhale, we're going to take that right leg to the ceiling and we're going to step it in between the hands. This time we're going to lower the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, extend the hands forward and up to the ceiling into your low lunge. So really sinking into the hips. If you need a bit of support, the hands can come down to the mat. So we're really rolling the hips forward. Working into that hip flex on that left side. As you exhale, frame that right foot, untuck the toes, knee high, step that foot all the way back into split. And nice and gently down into down dog. On your next inhale, take that to the side. Inhale the left leg high. And stepping it in between the hands. So it's always we want the knee over the ankle. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, extend, and all the way up. Rolling those hips down towards the floor. Should feel a big stretch on that left leg, right leg. Framing the left foot, tuck the toes under, lift the knee away, foot all the way back up. And nice and gently floating down. Take a little wiggle through the hips there, shake it off. Okay, so one last time on this right side. Inhale, leg high. As we exhale, we're going to bring the knee towards the elbow. Hover it there. And then we're going to slide that knee down so it's behind the wrist. And then just send the foot across towards the left-hand side of the body. With that left leg, we're going to slide it back, bringing the hips down towards the floor. So keep the hands down as support to start with. So really walking that left leg back as far as it will go, bringing the hips down towards the mat, as close as they can be. And then untuck the toes, take a little look back and make sure that leg is nice and straight. So we should now feel if we fall forward, we're going to feel the heel of the right foot in the left hip. But we're going to walk the hands up towards the body as much as you can, creating this back bend. So if you find that your right bum cheek isn't coming down to the floor, if you feel like you're balancing more, then grab a block and just place it under the right leg. You really want the hips nice and square. So when you feel comfortable, when you feel balanced, then take a big inhale, draw the chest up to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, we're just going to fold forwards, really sinking into this. And take a couple of breaths there. So we want to work on drawing that left hip down towards the floor. Tends to stay a little bit higher, so we really want to balance them out. So you should feel a big stretch on that hip flexor into the quad of the left leg. Then the right leg we're working into the outer hip, into the glute. And we're also strengthening the hamstring on this back leg. So it's working everything, strengthening and stretching. On the inhale, we're going to walk the hands back in. So if this feels comfortable for you, and you feel like you come into a deeper stretch, then just wiggle the foot away from you. So try not to use the hands because we tend to force it a little bit. So you're just going to wiggle the foot, and maybe the shin can come parallel with the front of the mat. If it is, then keep the toes flexed. And you'll just feel that bigger stretch on the right hand side. The closer it is in towards the body, the more chance you've got of getting the hips squared. Okay, so from here, we're going to bend into that left leg and see if you can take a hold of the left hand. So we don't want to roll over, lifting that hip away. We still want the left hip drawing down towards the mat. So this might be as far as you can come. You can pull it in a little closer to the body, sending that stretch a little further into the quad. So if this is feeling okay, we're going to try a king pigeon. So just hold the foot with the right hand and we're going to flip the grip with the left. So see the left elbow is facing down. I want it to face up towards the ceiling. The grip comes on the top of the foot. And maybe one hand is enough. Use the right hand as a bit of stability. Or maybe you can reach over with that right hand as well. So not forcing the back bend. You still want to keep lifting through the chest. Keep it that length through the spine. But if it's feeling okay, I'm going to make it very Instagrammable. Take the head back towards the foot, pulling the foot in towards the head. And then nice and gently coming down. Push the hands down into the mat, lift the knee away from the floor. Step back into your plank and send the hips high into down dog. Take a little pedal through the legs, a little shake off through the hips. And let's try that the other side. So inhale the left leg high. Exhale, bring the knee towards the elbow. Slide the knee down behind the wrist, taking the foot across to the right hand side. And then sinking that right leg back, sinking the hips down towards the mat. Okay, so when you're here, take a little look back on that leg, untuck the toes, so we've got a nice straight line. So again, if you feel like it's more of a balancing act and you have this big gap under your left hip, then just use a block or a cushion. are more likely to be squared. So when I say squared hips, I mean your hips are facing the same way as the mat. And when we fold forwards, it's not like one hip up, or this one up, and nice and squared. So we really want to pull that right hip down towards the mat. And then you can stay on your forearms if this is enough, or you can walk the hands out, sinking the chest or the head to the floor, and really surrender to the pose. Taking a couple of breaths there. Pigeon posture is really beneficial for the body, for the hips especially. It actually works into the full range of motion within the hip socket. So really focus on that inhale for 4, exhale for 4. So here, because this is our second side, we've done both sides, we've got the extension and the flexion of both the knees and the hips. On your next inhale, walk the hands back in towards the body. So this might be enough for you. Again, have a little play around and wiggle that foot up, maybe towards the shin on the front of the mat. And then work on that right hip, drawing down. Have a little play around, see what feels comfortable. And then we're going to bend into that right leg. So just first of all, just bringing it up, see how far that can come. So working into that hamstring, strengthening that hamstring. And then reaching around with the right hand to take a hold and pull it just that little bit further. And then using the left hand to support, take the grip on top, elbow towards the ceiling. So again, you can keep that hand down to support you, or you come into full king pigeon, taking that hand over, and maybe release the head back. Nice and gently, releasing the foot down, releasing the hands down to the mat. So you'll feel the difference with sides. There's always going to be one side that feels a little easier, one side's a little harder. So don't be hard on yourself, it's natural for everybody. We're not symmetrical at all. So push through the hands, tuck the toes under, knee high, step back into plank, send the hips high into down dog. So just take a little pedal through the legs, a little wiggle through the hips, and then drop the knees down. Take them as wide as the mat, big toes together, bum back on heels, and walk the hands forwards into your Vinyasa, your child's pose. So last little bit of opening through the hips. You want to just be able to feel the ribs along the inside of the thighs here. You allow the stomach to sink down. And walking the hands back to the body. We're going to roll over, come into a seated posture, straighten the legs back in front. And from here, the right leg, bend it in towards the body and take it over the left leg. The right hand comes behind, as close to the body as you can. And with the left hand, you're just going to hug that knee into the body. Inhale, find a lengthening through the spine, draw the stomach in. And then as you exhale, you're looking over that right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, maybe twisting a little further to take the gaze behind. So we're just twisting through that center part of the spine. On the next inhale, we're going to come back to center, take that leg across and straighten out. Bringing the left leg in and taking it over, left hand behind, and just hugging the knee into the body. So find an inhale, find that lengthening first. And then as you exhale, we're twisting into it. Every inhalation lengthen, every exhalation deepen. Inhale, come back to center. Hook the leg back over and straighten out. And then we're going to come down onto the back. Bring the knees into the chest. And just take a little rock from side to side. Focusing in on how that lower back is feeling. And releasing the arms out to shoulder height. we can cactus arms. And we're just going to let the knees fall over to the left hand side. If that's feeling okay on that right shoulder, take the gaze down to the right hand side. If it's too much on the right shoulder, you can bring the hand just onto the hip. Inhale, use that core to draw them up to centre. Exhale over to the right hand side. Send the gaze down that left shoulder. This is a nice little counter pose for the pigeon posture. Just releasing off that back. Inhale, come back to centre. And we're going to come down into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. So taking the feet to mat distance, take the arms down by the sides, place the palms up to the ceiling. And then draw the shoulder blades together behind you, and then relax them back down into the mat. So if you are feeling any tension through the lower back, then take a bend into the knees, and let the knees just fall in together. Otherwise, closing the eyes down, wherever you are, and just go up to seated. So with your eyes closed there, just allowing the breath to come back to its regular rate. Just allowing the body to start slowing down. Allowing it to feel as though it's just melting away into the mat. Starting to feel every muscle releasing, working right from the crown of your head, all the way through the face, through the chest, the back, all the way through the core, down through the hips and into the legs, fully surrendering your body to the mat. Using this time to remain present now. Having some stillness at the end of your practice. You can make your way up to seated and join me in a seated posture, or if you'd like, you can stay there in your Shavasana and enjoy your relaxation. For those of you joining me, we'll take a final inhale, send the hands to the ceiling, legs will lengthen, and then exhale, bring the hands down to the heart centre, pressing them against the heart. Thank you very much for joining me, I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.